Welcome to TSC Touchdown Friday. Brought to you by TSC, G.A. Windsor & Son, Stolly Insurance, Owen Kitchen and Bath, and Tailgaters.
It's win or go home time tonight for one of these two teams. The Wapakoneta Redskins come in to take on the Franklin High School Wildcats in a battle of 9-1 teams. Playoff football for you next on TSC. And welcome into Atrium Stadium here in Franklin, Ohio, where tonight the Franklin High School Wildcats come into this ballgame 9-1 and hosting the Wapakoneta Redskins in round one of the playoff picture here in high school football. I'm Dan Hearn along with Paul Sadler. And Paul, a couple of 9-1 teams coming in here tonight, and it should be a pretty good ball game. Yeah, definitely, Dan. When you get to this time of year where you advance to the postseason, obviously it brings an excitement that you just can't replicate in the regular season. Let's go ahead and take a look at the computer rankings, Paul, because we're looking at two teams that are the 4 and 5 seed in this bracket. Yeah, the way that it works is the top 8 teams in the computer rankings qualify for playoffs, and the top 4 get to host the first playoff round. So these two teams are squaring off. Franklin obviously hosting, and the winner of this ball game would meet the winner of the Trotwood-Madison-Hamilton-Ross matchup. Both teams 9-1, so they had one bump in the road along the way. Let's take a look at how Franklin got to their 9-1 finish. Yeah, Franklin shared their league title, the Southwestern Buckeye League title, with Eaton, who is a team that they did beat. However, they did stub their toe against Bellbrook, which is a team that has played the Western Buckeye League teams in the playoffs in the past. One thing to note, though, Franklin has not played a playoff team yet on that schedule. They did finish strong with 5 straight wins. So that's a good way to round out the season. On the other side, Wapakoneta goes 9-1 as well. Their bump in the road came a little bit later in the season. Yeah, definitely. And, there's no shame in that bump in the road. Kenton was, one of the strongest teams in the state, ranked number 1 in Division 4. Obviously, 9 straight wins to start the year. And, they played 3 playoff teams with Kenton, Ottawa Glandorf, and Elida all qualifying for postseason. And as we take a look at the AP poll, not a lot to talk about here, but Wapak is in there. Yeah, Wapak was ranked 7th coming into last week. After last week's loss, they did drop down to 10th. And it isn't worth noting that Franklin was receiving votes, just not part of the top 10 in Division 2 here in the state. Coach Doug Fry compared this Franklin team to a couple of teams that they played earlier this year, OG and Shawnee. What do you see as the keys to the ball game for these two teams? Well, we'll start off by looking at the keys for Wapakoneta. Coach Fry believes that they need to have success on first down, which is a key to their wing T offense. They don't want to have 2nd and long, and which ends up being a 3rd and long, which makes it tough for them to convert. And they're going to do that by winning the battle up front with their big offensive line, led by big right guard Chris Schwartz and left tackle Trey Smith. And they also feel they need to create turnovers. This year they're +7 on the turnover ratio, which is good, but not as good as they were last year when they were +18. They could learn something from watching this Franklin team in regard to creating turnovers, because this is a team that, on average, creates over 3 turnovers a ball game. Yeah. Okay, we'll take a look at the opening kickoff when we come back. You are watching playoff football on Game Face Ohio. This is the Tailgaters pregame show.
Looking for an easier way to pay the bills and balance the budget? There couldn't be an easier way than with TSC's Total Talk Plus. With Total Talk Plus, you can get Total Talk plus basic cable, Total Talk, plus high-speed internet, or Total Talk plus basic cable and high-speed internet with costs starting as low as $59.95 per month. It doesn't get any easier than this. Talk soon.
Welcome back into Atrium Stadium here in Franklin, Ohio, where the Wapakoneta Redskins at 9-1, ready to take on the Franklin High School Wildcats. The Redskins won the toss and have elected to receive, so we'll see their offense first as the Wildcats kick it away. Picked up around the 20, up across the 30, and upended as he gets to the 32-yard line. So a good start for the Redskins.
And the Redskins are led by their leading rusher, number 32, Connor Pickens. The 6', 205-pound senior is third in the Western Buckeye League in rushing, averaging over 150 yards a game, and leads the Western Buckeye League in touchdowns for the year with 26.
Finished the season with over 1,500 yards rushing, did Pickens. Redskins out there under center at the 32-yard line. And Pickens looks like gets the first carry. Not much there. Excuse me. That one's called dead before it got started.
Yeah, definitely not really want to get started. Perhaps some playoff nerves here, Dan, to start.
So that'll back him up to the 27-yard line. First down and 15 for the Skins.
Definitely one of the keys that we talked about to the game was first down, and losing that 5 yards there on first down without even running the play is definitely not what Coach Fry would like.
Gibson, another handoff. Looked like this same play or a very similar play, and the Wildcats snuffed it out after a gain of maybe a yard. This defense is definitely fired up.
Yeah, definitely. You know, this is the first time they've hosted the game here at Franklin, a playoff game, and you know, the crowd has been up and into it since kickoff. That's before kickoff, I should say.
Gibson will bring the troops to the line of scrimmage. And a second down and 12 coming up. Here's a handoff. Bring it to the near side and stop just past the original line of scrimmage. Not much there for Wendell.
Yeah, and you know, Wendell doesn't have as much of a backside to him as much as Pickens does, so you know he's not going to move the pile forward a whole lot, and that's where that 5-yard penalty, Dan, really hurt, because now you have a 3rd and 9 instead of a 3rd or more reasonable 4. So you might see the Redskins come out here, and they are in their shotgun set.
Mm-hmm. One receiver wide to each side. They have a man in the wing on the left. And back to pass under pressure. Escaping to the far side momentarily, but then finally wrapped up and brought down at the 27-yard line is Gibson.
Yeah, that was really set up by pressure by number 27, Cody Priest of the Wildcats. He came in totally unblocked from Gibson's left-hand side, put a lot of pressure on him, forced him to be run from the pocket, and now it's going to be their first punt of the ball game.
This is a strong Franklin defense. And they showed that on the first possession there. Punt is away. It'll be fielded up around the 35-yard line. Not much of a return, but good field position for Franklin after Everett Williams brings it back across the 45 to the 46, and to the 41. We'll be saying his name quite a bit.
So this is definitely a great start for Franklin to get, you know, their crowd up and into it. They're 3 and out and get the ball right back here. The Wildcats are led by quarterback Kevin Stewart, and you can see his statistics for the year. Throws for over 1,000 yards on the year. Surprisingly, only 4 touchdowns passing on the year compared to 3 interceptions.
It seems like the Wildcats kind of tighten up as they get closer to the end zone. Yeah. He has his favorite target out there, Williams. The pitch, and they bring it to the near side. Across the 40, up around the 45-yard line. Let's take a look at the starters for this Franklin Wildcats team. We'll start with the offensive line.
And as you can see, a lot of beef there, led by Nick Helkrich, who's 6'2", 280-pound senior, number 52 at left tackle.
So a gain of 3 on first down brings up a second down and 7. They will go with a full receiver set now. Stewart out of the shotgun with the handoff. And going up the middle of the field is Heimer.
And here we see the skill position players, led by number 1, Chris Heimer, the leading rusher that had just ran on that play right there. Also, we need to mention number 22, Everett Williams, who just set a Franklin school record with 52 receptions on this year.
Heimer comes in 870 yards on the year, 14 touchdowns on the ground for the junior running back. He's bringing the play in from the sideline. They're facing a 3rd and 4 now.
We have a time stoppage here as the officials are getting together here for something. It looks like they didn't start the play clock on time there, Dan.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at the opposite side of the ball, Paul, with Wapak's defensive starters.
Now, the Redskins, led by Cole Thrush, putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he'll be expected to do that again in this game.
Stewart out of the shotgun again with 3 receivers this time. Back to pass and has time. Fires it over to the right side and caught by his favorite target, Williams, for a first down up to the Wapakoneta 45-yard line.
And I tell you what, that was a nice pass because Kraft had terrific coverage on that. Looking at the linebackers, we'll highlight Connor Metz, the outside linebacker. You know, he's only 5'9", but he seems to always be making plays on the outside for the Redskins.
So first down and 10 now as Franklin moves into Redskin territory at the 45-yard line. 2 receivers near side to the left and 1 to the far side right. Stewart is back to pass again, getting some pressure as he lets it go, and it'll fall incomplete.
Yeah, terrific coverage right there. Metz was step for step with number 5, Connor Stickelman. There was no place to throw the ball that time.
And Paul, he got that ball into the Wapakoneta secondary as you take a look at it here.
And a really strength for the team. You know, Kraft gets a lot of headlines, but Grieve and Crawford are both very capable defenders, both in defending the run, but in the pass, but also coming up in run support.
So a second down and 10 now for Franklin. That was their first play where they didn't create positive yards so far in this game. A receiver for each side for Stewart, and he'll hand it off. Off the left side, and not much there. And coming down awkwardly is Heimer as he gets brought down after a gain of a yard.
Yeah, Brendan Wilson, you know, stepped up from his linebacker spot and made the stick. Leading tackler coming in for the Redskins sets up a 3rd and 9. However, you know, in high school football, you know, a lot of times they might think this is 4-down territory anytime you're in the opponent's side of the field.
Under 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter, and a 3rd down and 9 coming up for Franklin. Stewart back to pass, lobs it right side, and it is hauled in by Everett Williams inside the 30-yard line down to the 28 of Wapak. And that's the second consecutive time they've connected for a first down.
And I tell you what, Dan, you know, you can tell they have a tremendous connection because, again, Kraft had pretty good coverage on that out route, as we can see on this replay, you know, but just perfect timing. Coverage was right there, but, you know, a perfectly thrown pass with a well-run route is almost impossible to defend.
Good athletic catch by Williams. And a first down to the Wapak 28-yard line. This time Stewart will work out from under center. Pitch, and coming to the near side is Heimer. He finds some room inside the 20 and hauled down as he gets to the 17-yard line.
He had a little bit of a breakdown there by the Redskins on the defense. Smergy was really trying to stretch it out. However, Heimer decided to cut it up inside, and the pursuit did not get there fast enough to be able to make the play. You know, and a good-looking drive here by the by the Wildcats.
This is a great view from the running back point of view, all but the end. So first down for Franklin, down to the 16-yard line. Again, Stewart with 2 targets, 1 to each side, and he'll hand it off again. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and a good job coming up there by Smergy to shut that run play down.
Yeah, Smergy unblocked coming off the end, came in and made the play. Also, number 79, Jim Knippen in there for helping with the stop.
So second down and 8 coming up. Under 7 minutes to play here, first quarter.
Yeah, the Redskins really need to kind of get settled in and get a stop. You know, they started off, you know, with a 5-yard penalty, then a 3 and out. Now they've given up a couple 3rd down conversions, a long first down run. They need to be able to get a stop.
Stewart will be back to pass. Fires it over to the right side, and that one falls well short, but flags come down.
And it looks like there's going to be, a defensive holding. They may call it pass interference. However, there's definitely, a little bit of tug on the jersey there on the Redskins.
Looked like he was trying to connect with Braden Lamb over there on the far side. We'll wait and see what the officials have to say here. And it will be holding against the Skins.
So we'll see if we can get this here on the replay. I think it's just right there outside of our view. Just a little bit of a tug on the jersey. Not a real big deal, but obviously, an advantage was possibly gained, so the referees did rightly flag that play.
Second penalty for 12 yards.
So already the Redskins have been penalized twice for 12 yards now on the night. And this offense doesn't seem to need any help moving the ball downfield. Not what the Redskins were hoping to do. Here's the pitch. Another flag down on the far side of the field, and not much going on that play. Alzheimer is shut down.
It was an interesting formation, and I'm not sure if that's what they're going to look at or not, but they were definitely unbalanced and overloaded here to the near side of the field.
And it will be a full start against Franklin, so they will back themselves up here.
And I think that was actually an illegal formation because if it was a false start, they would have blown the play dead. And I don't think they lined up right because I was looking at it, and it's like, that formation is definitely overloaded. I'm not sure they had enough men on the line of scrimmage on that formation.
Closing in on 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter. It's going to be a second down and goal. Ball spotted at the 12-yard line. And as bad as this first possession has gone for the Redskins, it would really help them out a lot if they could slow this Franklin offense down now.
They got a little help right there, trying to keep the Redskins honest by giving a carry to number 44, Ben Kirby. Kirby, more of a blocking fullback, only has 37 attempts on the year for 285 yards. However, he is kind of a big play guy, averages 7.7 a carry. However, that penalty in that short game brings up a crucial 3rd and 5 here early in the ball game.
Ball spotted at the 11-yard line.
Last 2 times we've seen 3rd downs, they've been able to pass where Stewart's been able to hook up with Williams. Let's see if they look for that again. Williams here on the near side.
Out of the shotgun, he'll lob it to the left side, and it was Williams, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Just did find the corner of the end zone, and Paul, you've said it on the previous plays, the defensive protection was pretty strong.
Yeah, it's kind of tough when you know what's coming. You got, an all-state cornerback, covering their best receiver, and they're able to connect it anyway. That's one of those fade stops that's just really tough to be able to defend because you're looking for him to continue to go forward, and they just throw the ball intentionally behind the receiver. Good adjustment.
Van Landingham on to attempt the extra point. Hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 5:18 left in the first quarter, and the Wildcats draw first blood. You're watching playoff football on Game Face Ohio.
Tailgaters Drive-Thru, located just south of Lincoln Avenue on Defiance Street, has the best pizza in Wapakoneta. Tailgaters Drive-Thru is hot food, cold drinks. Tailgaters Drive-Thru on Defiance Street. We've got what you're looking for.
What'd you say?
Back here at Atrium Stadium, the Franklin Wildcats get into the end zone first and lead it 7-0.
35 yards, Paul.
5:18 left here in the first quarter. The Wildcats will get the ball for the second time. Excuse me, the Redskins will get the ball for the second time.
Quickly, let me give you a drive summary on that. 10 plays, 58 yards of 4 minutes and 49 seconds. A 12-yard pass from Kevin Stewart to Everett Williams for a touchdown, his 5th touchdown pass of the year.
It's a rolling kick that'll be scooped up and brought up across the 30 to the 35-yard line. And so the Redskins will have decent field position as Kevin Kraft with a nice return.
And obviously, we talked about Connor Pickens before. Obviously, a big cog in this Redskin offense. When things are going well for the Redskins, he's able to get those tough yards and yards after contact.
All right. First down and 10 for the Redskins. And there's the handoff. Flag comes down on the far side of the field. Not much there for Pickens. He gets up across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
We'll see what the flag entails, but in the meantime, let's look at the starters. Nick Warner kind of leading the way as a senior center for this team. And here we see their other starters. Kyle Gibson, second-year starter here as a junior. Also, Wendell and Miracle have come up big here as the season has progressed.
So the penalty goes against the Redskins. First down and 15 now.
Yeah, second straight possession that they've gotten a 5-yard penalty to start off. We talked about that from a key to the game. They want to have good success on first down, and their traditional wing tee offense is not made to pick up 15 yards.
Gibson under center. And not much there up the middle. They get a couple maybe. Let's take a look at the defense for this Franklin Wildcats team.
Okay, we want to highlight nose guard number 47, Cody Wagers, 5'11", 185-pound junior.
The linebacking core looks like this.
And Nate Woods, number 40, leading tackler by far, 141 tackles and 6 sacks. The next closest only has 56 tackles, Dan.
Gibson under center. And they hand it off on a misdirection. He'll go off the left side. Gets up across the original line of scrimmage up to the 37. We didn't get a good look at those linebackers, so let's take another look.
Again, it was mentioned. Well, it actually looks like, yes, the linebackers again. Nate Woods, number 40, again, was the leading tackler with 141 tackles.
Right.
Again, a key 3rd and 7 here.
They have a wide out to each side. Handoff goes to Pickens, and he'll get up across the 40 to the 41-yard line and call that 5-yard penalty. Looks really big right now.
Yeah, definitely. They need to make sure that they clean up. Their formation situation so that they can try to just get 10 yards. And then finally, we see the defensive backs there. Led by Scott Dwyer, number 10, who had 2 interceptions last week in their final game versus Oakwood.
Holtzapfel in to punt it away with just over 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. Pretty good punt. It'll hit at the 30 and roll down inside the 20-yard line. Marked down at the 19-yard line. So the worst starting field position of the day for the Wildcats.
So actually, the one positive thing that did occur there was the field position battle has been flipped a little bit, but otherwise this has been, a very poor start for Wapak. 2 3-and-outs, 2 penalties on first down, and then they gave up a 10-play drive to Franklin. And Franklin was 3 for 3 on third down conversions, where they picked up all 3 first downs on pass connections between Kevin Stewart and Everett Williams.
They'll come out again with a receiver wide to each side and an I formation behind Stewart under center. There's a snap, and they give it to the up back. He'll get up across the 20 and pick up positive yards up to the 24-yard line. So a good start on first down, but we have a flag down over here on the near side.
I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of flags so far in a game that you would expect to be a little bit more cleaner played for a playoff game.
And there's going to be a face mask penalty against Wapak, so that's going to march Franklin that much closer to midfield. And the ball at the 29, it'll give them a first down.
Yeah, they still do have the 5-yard face mask penalty in high school, and that's what that was. It was not a personal foul, 15-yard in that case.
So Franklin getting first downs on in a lot of varieties this way. They've got it on through the air, on the ground, and now via penalty.
Well, they're pretty balanced. The yardage-wise on the year, they're about 40% pass, 60% run.
Stewart is back to pass. He gets hit as he's trying to throw. Now he'll pull it down And he'll pick up a couple of yards up across the 30 to the 31.
And Knippen and Wilson both had pressure on him. Thought they'd get the sack there. Credit Stewart for being able to escape and at least get, a small gain, which could have been a negative play.
Well, and to hold on to the ball.
That's always a big part of the game as well.
You can see in the replay that it looked like he was getting hit as he was getting ready to throw. And a lot of times you see the ball come out in that situation.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that might be the spark that the Redskins may need.
Second down and 8 now. 3 receivers set. High snap and hit in the backfield and stopped for no gain is Heimer. That play kind of went awry.
Yeah, definitely right from the start, the timing was off on that. Also adding to that, number 33, Brandon Miller came in untouched again. Brings up a 3rd and long. However, as mentioned before, they're 3 for 3 on this. Definitely you want to make a note where number 22 is for the Wildcats on this play.
Just over a minute left here in the first quarter.
And I wouldn't be surprised, Dan, as we see Kraft over here coming to cover Everett here on the near side, if defense coordinator Shane Patterson didn't just question and challenge, I should say, him. However,
instead, and not with Heimer, but instead they hand it off to Kirby, who takes it over the near side and goes out of bounds near midfield after picking up a first down.
And that's what having success through the air can get you. It's 3rd and long. Obviously, Walpock's thinking pass. We're up here thinking pass. A great call by Coach Roberts to be able to get that draw perfectly executed and goes for big yards as they're right close to getting into Redskin territory again.
Right.
So that was definitely a missed opportunity for Walpock to be able to finally, get that stop and perhaps get good field position.
And giving up first downs on the 3rd down and long, as they've done a couple times already in this game, is kind of demoralizing. We're going to take a timeout here for Franklin. 1 minute left in the first quarter with the Wildcats on top 7-0. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
They were up 13.
Welcome back into Atrium Stadium here in Franklin, Ohio. And the Wildcats of Franklin on top 7-0. A great atmosphere here at this stadium. Not a huge stadium, but a lively crowd and a great, crisp autumn night.
Yeah, and I tell you what, they did a lot of things right here. The beautiful press box that we happen to be in, the field turf's really nice.
Stewart under center. He is back to pass, rolls out to the right, fires it over there, and it is incomplete. Batted away on the far side by Kevin Kraft.
Yeah, and I tried to mention before, it wouldn't surprise me if either Coach Fry or defense coordinator Shane Patterson, really challenged Kraft. He said, you're playing against a tremendous wide receiver here. You need to step your game up, and he was able to make a play right there.
That could go a long way to helping his confidence as this game goes on.
And we've seen it, throughout the year. He's definitely, sometimes it's tough for a defensive back to stand out, but the plays he makes on the ball, game in and game out, he does stand out for making plays as a cornerback.
Stewart again under center. They fake the pitch and the handoff, and it is Heimer that comes over here to the near side. He's going to get out of bounds after going across the 35, down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Again, nicely executed play right there. Brendan Wilson just couldn't quite take him down at the line of scrimmage. He's able to run through that arm tackle. It ends up getting a big gain. He's now at 7 carries for 42 yards.
7th first down for Franklin.
That's a 7th first down for Franklin now, and Walpock has yet to put up a first down.
Yeah, definitely so far all Franklin in this ball game.
Stewart again under center. This time the pitch It is Heimer to the far side of the field. He goes a long way to lose 2 yards.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Connor Metz, we've seen him do that all year long. If it's going to be a play that's being stretched out, he's going to come up and make that play. Tremendous play, and maybe that's the play that can kind of give them that momentum.
The time is winding down here in this first quarter.
If I was Franklin, I wouldn't want this first quarter to end. Things have really gone their way.
Coach Roberts sending the play in. And it looks like they're just going to let the first quarter wind down.
Oh, there's 1 second left, and the official did blow his whistle.
Right. Now they'll start the clock back up and let it roll to 0. So after 1 quarter of play, the Wildcats with a 7-0 lead. They have been in control so far in this game. And we'll see what the Redskins can do to answer that when we come back. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Let Amy Holdgreave Photography capture those special moments with the ones you love. Visit our online gallery at amyholdgreave.com.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
They're gonna run a play, don't worry about it.
Back here at Atrium Stadium, 7-0. Franklin with the lead. They have the ball, and Stewart fires it over the middle, but some miscommunication there between quarterback and receiver as it went to the backside.
Yeah, so it's such a good play fake on that. I'm not sure the receiver was ready for it, number 8, Matt Adkins.
Right. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 12.
But again, because this is high school football, this is not normally a field goal territory like it may be at major college or the pros. So even though it's 3rd and 12, you're not necessarily feeling, that you have to get 12 yards in this play. If you can get about half of that or more is definitely probably the goal that, Coach Roberts would like to get.
Right. Stewart will work out of the shotgun. He has Heimer back there on his right hip, and he is back to pass. Feeling some pressure. He's going to be hit and dropped for a loss back to the 34-yard line.
Big sack there by Brandon Miller coming from his linebacker position on the blitz. They're trying to run a combination route up top, crossing the 2 wide receivers up top. They weren't there, and when they weren't there, Stewart had to step up because he was feeling the pressure, and they were able to get the sack.
There you see on the replay there, Miller really wrapping up. And it brings up a 4th down and 15 for the Wildcats. And they show no signs of going away from their offense.
No, it's it's a long pickup, but even if you don't get it, it's not poor field position. So it looks like they're going to go an empty backfield.
5 receivers set, 3 to the right, 2 to the far side left. Stewart is back to pass. Has a little more time this time. Rolls out to the near side, and he is going to fire it into the sideline. And the ball will go over on downs to the Redskins, and that is a huge turnaround for the Redskins.
And new quarter, totally different results. Those plays were all dominated by the Wapakoneta Redskins defense. Now they got a little bit of excitement. Their crowd's, on their feet and into it. They see if they can carry that momentum over into on offense.
Might give us a good opportunity to take a look at first quarter statistics. Nope.
Well, we can just kind of mention that first quarter was pretty much dominated by, Franklin. And we'll see if Walpaw can own the second quarter.
Here is Pickens looking for room to the far side. Runs into some black jerseys at the line of scrimmage, but powers his way up across the 35-yard line. It'd be a gain of about a yard on first down.
And you can really credit this 3-3 stack defense of the Wildcats. You know, they're not giving Pickens any running room whatsoever. In that case, they don't normally run Pickens on sweeps a whole lot, but they were able to string that out.
Baby steps, Paul. They didn't go backwards 5 yards on their first play of the drive, so that's a positive. Fires it out to the near side is Gibbons.
And Johnny Crawford with a nice short little curl route, you know, kind of mixing things up there as Coach Fry. They've been all run so far. So on 2nd down and 9, decided to throw in, you know, a high percentage, you know, short pass to get his quarterback, Kyle Gibson, a little bit of confidence. But more importantly, you know, set up that 3rd and short that really, you know, they want to have in this offense.
Right. Nice pass there by Gibson. So a 3rd down and 2 now. And there's Pickens, and he finds a hole across midfield, and he is off to the races inside the 30 to the 20. 10-5, touchdown.
And it is amazing. For dominating the first 12 minutes of action, we're just into the 2nd quarter. All of a sudden, we're an extra point away from having a tie ball game as Pickens explodes for 58 yards for the touchdown.
And here you see on the replay. And that is just his 5th carry. But after that extended run, now 69 yards on the night.
Yeah, that's going to bump up his average per carry pretty good there, Dan.
Right.
So we do have a player down for Franklin in the end zone. That's why we have the stoppage in play.
But the difference between quarter 1 and quarter 2 couldn't be more dramatic.
No, and I know it's early. However, defensively, they were able to get negative plays against Franklin. And, you know, just that little mix-up of that short pass play, you know, allowed Wapak to get that first big conversion. And not only did they pick up the first down, you know, they took it to pay dirt to put points on the board.
We'll take a break as they attend to the injured player. 9:45 left in the first half. The Wildcats on top of Wapakoneta 7-6. You're listening to high school football on Game Face Ohio on TSC.
Book your next getaway at tripsportstravel.com. Find great deals on cruises, flights, hotels, rental cars, everything you need for your dream vacation, right here at tripsportstravel.com. tripsportstravel.com. Save more money.
Back here for the extra point. The injured Wildcat was able to get up and walk off under his own power. That was Matt Adkins. And a flag comes down as the extra point attempt sails through.
Tell you what, you don't see false starts on extra points too often.
Right.
Generally, you know, that doesn't affect things a whole lot. But, you know, Heingardner, you know, appears to have quite a leg. You know, back in the day, you know, 5-yard penalty and for high school football could really affect an extra point.
Right. And on some teams still could.
Heingardner coming into the year is 23 or 26 on PATs.
There's the hold. It's down. The kick is up. And it goes off the upright to the right. So how critical is that penalty now?
And I tell you what, I mean, it just came off his foot totally differently. You know, the trajectory went way up into the air. You know, totally changed his rhythm.
So with 9:45 left in the half, 7-6, the Wildcats with the lead now, and the missed extra point.
You know, I'll give you the drive summary. 3 plays, 66 yards in a minute 15. Again, obviously, you know, the primary part of that was a 58-yard touchdown run by Connor Pickens. Missed PAT after a big false start. Again, penalties have really hurt Wapakoneta so far. You know, they have 5 penalties already for 27 yards, and It's only, 9 minutes, 45 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
You really hope that the officials will be less and less involved in this game as it goes on, because you don't like to see them throw this many flags.
You wouldn't, however, you know, the players do have to adjust the way the game's being called. You know, we kind of use that more in basketball than you do football. But if they're calling you for, rocking or moving a little bit, you got to adjust.
Kick is away. It's a shortish kick. It'll be fielded at the 22 and up across the 30 and up to the 38-yard line. And a nice return there for Quentin Richards. And the Wildcats will have good field position again to start. This will be their third possession, I believe.
So both times they've been able to put, a lot of plays together, Dan. We'll kind of see, if they continue, they're mixing up offensive and they're passing the run. Obviously, Franklin, Chris Heimer doing a really good job running the ball.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Wapak figured something out on that last possession to slow this offense down. They come out with 4 wide and a man in motion across the backfield near side to far side. Stewart under some pressure, lobs it out, and Heimer with the reception up across the line of scrimmage for pickup of 2 to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, kind of a trend breaker there for themselves. Franklin has been pretty much running the ball on first down. This time they decided to go out of the shotgun, kind of really spread things out, and throw a high percentage pass there on the flare to Heimer.
So a 2nd down and 7 coming up.
It was close to a backwards pass, but the official stat keeper ruled it a forward pass.
And Stewart did a good job of getting rid of that ball, ignoring the pressure that was coming to him, or maybe he didn't see it coming, but he did stay in there. They fake the pitch and hand it off. Heimer off the left side, and he's got big yards up across midfield to the 46-yard line of Wapakoneta.
Yeah, second time we've seen that play. They've run a bunch formation, but then they fake the pitch like they're going to go to the strong side, and instead, do an inside handoff and run the counter the other way. Last time in the first quarter, they got, a pretty big gain on it. And again, this time, got another big gain. He's up to 53 yards, all 9 carries so far.
They did a good job of opening up a hole for him over there on the corner.
Yeah, we really need to credit Nick Helfrich on the left-hand side of the left tackle.
8:26 left in the half. And the handoff goes to the up man who breaks a couple tackles at the line of scrimmage and then scampers to the left side. Kirby with a nice pickup of about 7 yards.
Yeah, nice little stutter step. He was dead to rights right there at the line of scrimmage, but instead he was able to make Wapak miss and pick up, a good gain of about 7 to 8 yards.
They're going to mark it as 8, so a 2nd down and 2 coming up. And now you talked about the balance earlier on, Paul. We're seeing a little bit more of that run game here on this particular possession. Yeah,
they're running at you a lot of different ways. They're running counters, they're running sweeps. It's really keeping the Redskins off balance. And yet another penalty.
Yep. And we'll see which way the officials call this one. And it will go against the Redskins. So that's going to be the second first down that the Wildcats have picked up via penalty in this game.
And Wapak, surprisingly enough, is actually the most penalized team in the Western Buckeye League with 60 penalties on the year.
So 1st down and 10. Franklin again in Redskin territory. Here's Heimer to the near side. And he gets strung out to about the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3 on the play.
And that's normally, if you're going to run the ball in the bunch formation, that's normally what you see. What I mean by bunch is they have 3 receivers kind of almost in a triangle just there to the right-hand side of the line, and they're trying to bring everybody inside. Now, really, it's the strength of that formation is the pass against a man-to-man defense, but you can definitely run out of it as well.
Miller doing a good job to stay on his feet and bring down Heimer as he got to the sideline. 2nd down and 7, and a loose ball, and Stewart promptly falls on it back at the 32-yard line.
And we saw that they were in that bunch formation again. It looks like they were trying to set up that counter play that they ran earlier this drive for some big yardage to Heimer. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get the center snap. And, obviously every play starts with that basic thing. And sometimes you take that for granted. Ask Phillip Rivers.
3rd down and 8.
They're 4 for 5 on the game so far.
So 4 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. Obviously, the start of the game, 4 for 4. Looks like that Coach Rodney Roberts wants to kind of really weigh his options on this play as he's taking that play clock all the way down. Looks like he's going to use a timeout now.
Just over 6 minutes left in the half, and we'll take a break as well. The Wildcats 7, the Redskins 6. You're watching Game Face Ohio.
It's your special day. Remember it forever with Premier Event Concepts, professional event and video production. Let us tell your love story.
Welcome back to Franklin, Ohio, where the Redskins of Wapak in town to take on the Franklin Wildcats. And Franklin on top by a score of 7-6 via the missed extra point.
That missed extra point really dampened the spirits of the Redskins. They really thought that they had things going, figured that the game was going to be tied despite the domination that the Wildcats had in the first quarter. But now, the Wildcats have been able to kind of right themselves here on this drive. They're in Redskin territory again, have a 3rd and 8. Last time the Redskins were able to get a stop. We'll see what happens.
Stewart under center. Fakes that pitch and hands it off. And not much going there.
Zach Smirgy, the sophomore, stepping up from the outside linebacker position to make sure that play went nowhere.
That's a big stop for the Skins, and it brings up a 4th down.
And as we mentioned, as we saw last possession, when you're in this part of the field, again, it was not a panic to try to pick up the 1st down on 3rd and 8. You'd like to pick up more than one so that you have more options on 4th down. However, 4th and 7, traditionally going to be a passing down. But we've seen them on a 3rd and long run a draw play, too. So you really have to kind of watch out. Obviously, we need to mention Williams is here to the near side.
4th and 7. Stewart is back to pass. Has some time now, gets pressure, and fires it wide of his intended target at the 15-yard line. The incompletion will send the ball back to the Redskins.
Yeah, and they actually split out their tight end there, number 88, Brandon Lamb. And he kind of settled down on his route, was running a slant, and felt that he was going to kind of sit down on his route and stop running. And Stewart threw it to him like he's going to continue to run. Obviously, good coverage there by the Redskins, too. But yet another big stop on 4th down for the Redskins. And let's see if they can continue to, move the ball here on offense.
Gibson brings him to the line. And a quick handoff to Pickens, who goes across the 30 up close to the 33. Not a big gain, but positive yardage.
And then, what's really interesting to look for is look at how many black jerseys are around the football. As soon as, Pickens gets the ball and gets into, the line of scrimmage, almost everybody's already on the football. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Fry notice that from the press box and maybe see some sort of play action here to counter that.
Gibson under center has the one wide out. Handoff to Pickens off the right side. A flag comes down as he gets across the 35 to the 37. It looked like there was another flag on the far side.
And definitely one of them looks like to be a holding call. Obviously, we'll wait to see what the official call is.
4:41 left in the half.
That's going to call chop block.
And then a face mask, so we have offsetting penalties.
So we have a good old-fashioned do-over here, Dan.
There you see Pickens' numbers. He's having a good afternoon or a good evening.
Well, obviously, the one run does kind of skew that average quite a bit. However, Pickens is very capable of averaging a lot of yards, and coming into the game, he's averaging 6.9 yards a carry.
So a 2nd down and 6 now coming up for the Redskins. And Gibson will bring him to the line. He has a receiver to each side now. Handoff, Pickens up the middle. He's got positive yardage across midfield. Shaking off a couple of tacklers and is finally brought down to the 31-yard line. So Pickens with another strong run.
And that's what needs to kind of get going. And honestly, this is kind of what the Redskin offense needs. That carry puts him over 100 yards already. But, they scored the touchdown last time, and obviously that's the goal. But as mentioned before, time of possession, the Redskin offense hasn't been on the field a whole lot. They might just need a little bit of time to get their mojo going, to just get their confidence, as a team.
Right. Closing in on 4 minutes to play here in the half. Gibson under center. Handoff Pickens up the middle, and he'll dive forward to about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that's the wing T equivalent of an ISO off tackle play that you'll see them employ quite a bit, and that's more what you normally see out of Pickens. If you guys haven't really watched Wapakoneta Redskins from this entire year, he's usually going to get about that 5-6 yard carry and kind of push the pile forward.
2nd down and 5. And again, the handoff, this time off the right side, and this time it's Wendell down inside the 10-yard line to the 8.
And Wendell keeping his pads forward, able to lean forward for a big-time gain, and the Redskins really got it going here on this drive.
So that'll bring up a 1st down and goal as you take another look at that.
And really we need to mention, if you've been noticing, most of the Redskins' success has been to the right-hand side behind Chris Schwartz, last year first-team All-WBL, and number 73, Lance Vetter, a 6'5", 260-pound senior.
This time they go off the left, down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. So this Franklin defense has had little answer for the Redskins here in this 2nd quarter. And the Redskins knocking on the door with 3 minutes to play in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, this would definitely be a big touchdown if the Redskins are able to push the ball in. For all intents and purposes, they've kind of, with the exception of 2 big runs, been handled by Franklin.
Gibson under center, 2nd down and goal from the 4. And it's off the right side. It's good. There's a touchdown for the Skins.
I believe that's Jensen Miracle on the carry. Again, not showing that they're not a one-man show with Pickens. Big-time answer drive for the Redskins, and because of the missed PAT, the offense is staying on the field to go for 2.
There you see on the replay.
Straight dive play, a staple of the of the wing T. The halfback just going straight up ahead, base blocking, and they're using Pickens going on the outside to try to influence the other defenders to think that they're going outside.
Looks like the Redskins will take a timeout here before this 2-point conversion try. They lead now 12-7 and are trying to erase the miscue on the extra point after the last touchdown.
Yeah, we saw last week actually against Kenton, although the score kind of got away from them a little bit. Early on, what really hurt them was, the missed 2-point conversions. Kenton was able to get every 2-point conversion early on, and then Wapak missed their conversions. So, at one point it was 24-12, but yet if they were just kicking extra points, it would have only been a 7-point game. It ended up being a 12-point game at that time.
Right. So we'll see if the Skins have found the answer for that problem as they come out here to attempt the 2-point conversion.
It'll be interesting to see what look they come out. You've got 3 yards to be able to make, which is not a short amount. See if they come out in their wing T look or if they come out in their shotgun look.
Gibson will be under center. Takes the snap. Rolls out to the right, lobs it to the back of the end zone, and overthrows his intended receiver. Looked like he was trying to connect with Miracle in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, he was there. He probably needed to throw the ball a little bit earlier, and obviously he overthrew him at that.
I like the play call. I like the play action in that situation. And we'll take a break here with 2:35 left in the half. It's the Redskins 12 and the Wildcats 7. You're watching high school football playoff action on Game Face Ohio.
Here we go, Paul.
Looking for an easier way to pay the bills and balance the budget? There couldn't be an easier way than with TSC's Total Talk Plus. With Total Talk Plus, you can get Total Talk plus basic cable, Total Talk plus high-speed internet, or Total Talk plus basic cable and high-speed internet with costs starting as low as $59.95 per month. It doesn't get any easier than this. Talk soon.
.235 left in our half as the Redskins kick it away. Following the failed two-point conversion, they lead 12-7. And a return across the 25 up to the 30-yard line. I believe that was Caleb Miller on the return for the Wildcats.
Let me give you a drive summary there. 6 plays, 70 yards in 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Jensen Miracle with a 4-yard touchdown, and obviously the missed 2-point conversion. Connor Pickens, now 9 carries, 117 yards, and a touchdown for the game.
It'll be interesting to see what this Franklin offense does with 2:27 left. They kind of have gone away from the pass a little bit on their last possession or so.
Well, you still have plenty of time here, Dan. They have a timeout left. You have a long way to go. Wouldn't be surprised to see them work at the pass in right now.
Pass to the outside and incomplete off the hands of Scott Dwyer on the near side of the field. Intuitive.
It's pretty easy to pick it up when I see it right in front of me. But sometimes coaches are very cautious creatures where unless they get great field position, sometimes they'll just run the ball, and if they break a big one, then they'll get a little bit more aggressive. And some coaches have the personality where they want to fire it once, and then if it's not here, let's go ahead and be a little bit more conservative. Obviously, we'll see how Coach Roberts plays it.
Let's see on the replay. It looked like Stewart put that in a good spot. Dwyer just couldn't haul it in. Here's the handoff. Heimer to the near side across the 35 to the 40, and he will be run down as he gets across the 45 to the 47-yard line. That
counter play off of the bunch formation, the backside outside linebacker has got to understand, the very real possibility of that coming back. And 2 out of 3 times, the outside backer, this time it was Zach Smurgy, was in a position to potentially make the play, and basically, was able to be blocked. That time he was blocked by the fullback, Ben Kirby, out of the play. However, they've got to be able to slow that play up so that the pursuit can come and make the play.
Brings up a first down of 10 at the 47-yard line.
Averaging 10 yards in play, Franklin 5.
Good pressure, but Stewart gets it away. It's caught up across the 45 down to the 42-yard line of Wapak, and there's that Stewart-Williams connection.
Yeah, we haven't seen it since the first drive, but we figure we're going to see it again. Again, the school record holder, Williams, with 52 catches coming in, and I believe that's his 4th catch in the night, as we see the Wildcats go to the hurry-up.
Stewart out of the shotgun. Hands it off to Heimer, who goes off the right side. He escapes, still on his feet at the 30-yard line, and finally dragged down at the 25 by Crawford.
Yeah, credit Heimer there. Obviously, it looks like he was going to be going down, and, the Redskins did not follow through and finish the tackle and finish the play, and Heimer just continued to pump his legs to get, what could have been a decent game to become a big game.
Right. Closing in on 100 yards is Heimer, as he now has 91, and that pass play broken up on the near side. Looks like Kraft got a hand in there to slap it away from Williams.
Yeah, and we have a really good battle going there between Kraft and Williams. It's interesting to kind of watch those two play off each other. Kraft not backing down whatsoever in this matchup.
Stewart's 5 for 12 in the game.
127 left here in the half. Stewart now 5 out of 12 on the evening. For 49 yards.
46 of it to Williams.
2 receivers wide to the left, 1 to the near side right, and a handoff to Heimer. He goes to the near side, and he'll be taken down close to the 20-yard line.
Did not get out of bounds, so the referee does still run that clock. This is going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 as we approach the 110 mark right now.
And this area of the field right here has not been kind to this Franklin offense here in the second quarter. They've stalled twice.
Yeah, the Redskins have been able to slow them down here, in this part of the field, and it starts by getting them into that 3rd and long situation to begin with.
3 receivers for Stewart. Out of the shotgun, he is back to pass, and a flag will come down on the far side. And it looks like we got a false start on the far side there.
And you can't afford to shoot yourself in the foot when you get yourself in a scoring position, especially when, due to missed extra points, by getting in the end zone actually gives you the lead going into halftime.
There you see Stewart's stats.
Again, very solid game. You'd like to see that completion percentage a little bit higher. However, again, he has a very big target he can go to with Everett Williams. And again, it's a really fun matchup. Kraft's been in the bump and run with him man-to-man here the last couple times. Again,
sorry, Paul, go ahead.
Again, matching up here on the near side.
Of those 49 yards, 46 of them have gone to Williams. Stewart with a lot of time, throws it over the middle of the field, and it's nearly picked off.
Johnny Crawford right in position there again. Looks like, he was actually beat by maybe a step. However, the ball hung up in the air a little bit. Crawford was able to get up in the air, almost made the big interception.
Here's
which
a good look at it.
Yeah, a terrific look by our cameraman there on the end zone cam. And it looks like we're going to try a field goal attempt right here.
Van Landingham is on to attempt the field goal with 21 seconds left.
It's like a 44-yarder.
There's the snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. And it is no good.
Just short. Quite frankly, if they wouldn't have had that penalty, that would have been good enough to get in there because they only missed by about 2 yards there, Dan.
Right. So with 15 seconds left here in this half, the Redskins will get the ball back. And again, the Wildcats able to drive down to that same area of the field and stall. That's the third possession they've had where they came away with no points after getting close to the red zone.
Yeah, and Doug Fry is probably pretty much ecstatic, even though they're only up 5 points. The way that the first quarter went, and they've given up drives every single time to Franklin, he's got to be ecstatic to, go into halftime with the lead.
Gibson will take the knee, and the final seconds will tick off here in the first half. With the Redskins on top, 12-7. On your Touchdown Friday night scoreboard, you're watching high school playoff football action on Game Face Ohio.
Looking for an easier way to pay the bills and balance the budget? There couldn't be an easier way than with TSC's Total Talk Plus. With Total Talk Plus, you can get Total Talk plus basic cable, Total Talk plus high-speed internet, or Total Talk plus basic cable and high-speed internet with costs starting as low as $59.95 per month. It doesn't get any easier than this. Talk soon.
Tailgaters Drive-Thru, located just south of Lincoln Avenue on Defiance Street, has the best pizza in Wapakoneta. Tailgaters Drive-Thru is hot food, cold drinks. Tailgaters Drive-Thru on Defiance Street. We've got what you're looking for. When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Let Amy Holdgreave Photography capture those special moments with the ones you love. Visit our online gallery at amyholdgreave.com.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Book your next getaway at tripsportstravel.com. Find great deals on cruises, flights, hotels, rental cars, everything you need for your dream vacation, right here at tripsportstravel.com. tripsportstravel.com. Save more money.
OHSAA provides excess catastrophic accident insurance for student athletes participating in all 24 OHSAA sports, as well as student managers, trainers, and cheerleaders. Unlike most other states, this coverage is provided at no cost to OHSAA member schools. And while we wish there was no need for such coverage, it provides peace of mind for students, school officials, and parents.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. But together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums.
Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Walpock, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
It's your special day. Remember it forever with Premier Event Concepts, professional event and video production. Let us tell your love story.
The Ohio High School Athletic Association is a voluntary, nonprofit association of more than 830 public and private high schools and approximately 850 7th and 8th grade schools.
Member schools vote on rules and regulations pertaining to eligibility, scholarship, and many other issues.
Sometimes we have to make tough decisions to enforce the rules, but that's just part of all the things the OHSAA does to make sure Ohio school sports are fair, safe, and fun for everyone.
What you looking at, Michael?
Oh, relax, Sherry. It's nothing that you'd be interested in.
I wonder what he's been doing on the internet for so long. He's got to be up to no good.
Okay. Here you go, Sherry. Happy birthday, dear. Call TSC for Bright Lightning high-speed internet today and surprise your wife. That is, if you can.
The Ohio High School Athletic Association is committed to developing well-rounded student athletes.
To support our continued education, the OHSAA and its foundation award more than 50 scholarships annually, totaling over $50,000 to graduating student athletes.
In addition, the OHSAA Foundation hosts leadership conferences around the state, where student athletes participate in sessions on group dynamics, role modeling, positive sporting conduct, and much more.
So don't sit on the sideline. Get involved.
Tonight's broadcast of TSC Touchdown Friday is brought to you by TSC, G.A. Windsor & Son, Stolly Insurance, Owen Kitchen and Bath, and Tailgaters.
Back here at Atrium Stadium halftime, and the Wildcats trail the Redskins 12-7 in what was a tale of two quarters in the first half of this ball game. A first quarter dominated by Franklin, a second quarter dominated by the Redskins.
Yeah, definitely. All the scoring for the Wildcats came in the first quarter with that one touchdown, but they controlled the game so much, you almost felt like they scored more, but obviously for the Redskins' sake, luckily for them, they did not. The Redskins was able to dominate all the scoring in the second quarter, as you mentioned, and that gives them the 12-7 lead that they have.
Let's take a look at first half statistics as we look at the numbers here from the first half?
Now we'll see, obviously both teams prefer to run the ball. The Redskins, obviously we knew that coming in with 142 yards led by Pickens, and we'll talk about individual stats later. Only 7 yards passing for a total of 149 yards. The Wildcats actually outgaining the Redskins 173 to 149, and a first down tremendous advantage 12-3, as they've been able to put a drive together every single time. If you remember, the Redskins started off with 2 3-and-outs, and that is also reflected in the time of possession. Yeah, and I think that's why it seems like the Wildcats should have so much more point-wise, is because they nearly doubled the time of possession. Okay, let's look at some individual stats. We'll start with Franklin. Stewart passing is 5 for 13 for 49 yards and a touchdown. Led by receiving with Williams, their record-setting wide receiver, has 4 catches for 46 yards and a touchdown. Heimer, the running back, has 1 catch for 3 yards. He's making his big push on toting the ball with 13 carries for 93 yards, and fullback Kirby has 5 carries for 33 yards. Let's go over to the Redskins, and Kyle Gibson is 1 for 1, completing his only pass for 7 yards to Johnny Crawford. Obviously, Pickens leading the way with 117 yards himself on only 9 carries and a touchdown. Wendell, 2 carries, 21 yards, and obviously Miracle has the other rushing touchdown for the Redskins. And I think if you were to go into the locker room at Franklin and see what they were talking about, I think that they would be discussing the opportunities that they had in the first half when they were down close to scoring territory for in Redskin territory, but were unable to come away on 3 straight trips. Yeah, they've been in Redskin territory. They've been in the scoring position enough to where they're going to go for it on 4th down. Credit the Redskins for being able to get to a start, but obviously if you're Coach Roberts for Franklin, you've got to be kind of disappointed. The crowd's into it. You're at home, your first home playoff game in school history. You have such a great first quarter. However, the momentum is turned right there at the beginning of that second quarter by the Redskins getting a stop on 4th down. Well, we're halfway to deciding the winner in this one. The Redskins lead at half 12-7. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll take a look at first half highlights. You're watching high school football playoff action on Game Face Ohio.
For an easier way to pay the bills and balance the budget, there couldn't be an easier way than with TSC's Total Talk Plus. With Total Talk Plus, you can get Total Talk plus basic cable, Total Talk plus high-speed internet, or Total Talk plus basic cable and high-speed internet with costs starting as low as $59.95 per month. It doesn't get any easier than this. Talk soon.
Tailgaters Drive-Thru, located just south of Lincoln Avenue on Defiance Street, has the best pizza in Wapakoneta. Tailgaters Drive-Thru is hot food, cold drinks. Tailgaters Drive-Thru on Defiance Street. We've got what you're looking for. When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Let Amy Holdgreave Photography capture those special moments with the ones you love. Visit our online gallery at amyholdgreave.com.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Book your next getaway at tripsportstravel.com. Find great deals on cruises, flights, hotels, rental cars, everything you need for your dream vacation, right here at tripsportstravel.com. tripsportstravel.com. Save more money.
OHSAA provides excess catastrophic accident insurance for student athletes participating in all 24 OHSAA sports, as well as student managers, trainers, and cheerleaders. Unlike most other states, this coverage is provided at no cost to OHSAA member schools. And while we wish there was no need for such coverage, it provides peace of mind for students, school officials, and parents.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. And together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums.
Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Walpock, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
It's your special day. Remember it forever with Premier Event Concepts, professional event and video production. Let us tell your love story.
The Ohio High School Athletic Association is a voluntary, nonprofit association of more than 830 public and private high schools and approximately 850 7th and 8th grade schools.
Member schools vote on rules and regulations pertaining to eligibility, scholarship, and many other issues.
Sometimes we have to make tough decisions to enforce the rules, but that's just part of all the things the OHSAA does to make sure Ohio school sports are fair, safe, and fun for everyone.
What you looking at, Michael?
Oh, relax, Sherry. It's nothing that you'd be interested in.
I wonder what he's been doing on the internet for so long. He's got to be up to no good.
Okay. Here you go, Sherry. Happy birthday, dear. Call TSC for bright lightning high-speed internet today and surprise your wife. That is, if you can.
Halftime here at Atrium Stadium in Franklin, Ohio, 12-7 in favor of the Redskins. And as we take time now to look at our first half highlights.
And we'll start off here by looking at, first of all, Kyle Gibson back to pass, has to step up in the pocket, and then Kelly LaForce, number 21, comes in and makes the play for the tackle.
A lot of these highlights early on are of a first quarter that didn't go well for the Redskins.
Yeah, definitely. This is a third down conversion from Stewart to Williams, which we've seen that before. This one is Smirgy actually stopping a third and long. With a stop. This is a third and long draw play by Ben Kirby, picking up a first down after they'd picked up 3 first downs off the pass. This is the little counter play that they've ran quite a few times with Heimer picking up big yardage. And I actually have this next play starred right here because I think this is a turnaround. This is early on in the second quarter, and this time they've been able to flush Stewart up in the pocket, and then Miller able to get the big sack and really gets momentum going. And then the Redskins capitalize on this with this 58-yard touchdown run by Connor Pickens.
Yeah, the highlights have a decidedly different color in the second quarter because they are mostly in white jerseys in the second quarter.
Yeah, Pickens again going, between the right tackle and right guard, this time for a 35-yard gain. And this caps off a drive right here. Jensen Miracle off the right-hand side going in for the touchdown. Last play we have here for the highlights. Nice run here by Chris Heimer, but still that drive came up short as the Redskins were able to stop the Wildcat offense and turn them away time after time in that second quarter.
While we have some time, let's take a look at what's going on in the rest of the WBL.
The Western Buckeye League, fortunate enough to be able to have 4 teams qualify. Obviously tonight, Wapakoneta and Franklin, our broadcast game. Elida qualified as a 5 seed as well, making the travel to Bellevue. We actually have a score on that. Elida up big 48-12 here at halftime. Tomorrow, with Division 4 playing, Ottawa Glandorf at 8-2 travels up to Eastwood, who's undefeated. Ottawa Glandorf, the number 7 seed. And then Kenton, the number 1 team in that region, but also the number 1 team in the state, hosting Wellington in the first round.
And then, Paul, as we look at this ball game, we're not looking at a couple of rookie coaches here. These guys know what they're doing. They've been in this before. You look at Doug Fry's numbers here at Wapak.
Yeah, Doug Fry, obviously, it's a little bit misleading here because, he's 16-4, doing a tremendous job here at Wapakoneta, but a longtime coach in the Western Buckeye League at St. Mary's. It's his first playoff appearance with Wapakoneta. However, he had the St. Mary's Rough Riders in the playoffs 5 times, including took them to the 2004 state championship game where they came up just short to Cleveland Benedictine. And Rodney Roberts for Franklin, this is the 6th year as coach. This is the 2nd playoff appearance for them, their first since 2008. They're 3-6 lifetime in the playoffs, and counter that with Wapak, who's only in their 5th ever. They're actually only 1 playoff win in school history.
And for Franklin, they won their division crown this year. That was the first time since 1995 that they've been able to do that here. All right, let's take a break here. When we come back, we'll be set for the start of the second half. The Redskins on top at halftime, 12-7 over the Wildcats. You're watching high school football playoff action on Game Face Ohio.
Tailgaters Drive-Thru, located just south of Lincoln Avenue on Defiance Street, has the best pizza in Wapakoneta. Tailgaters Drive-Thru is hot food, cold drinks. Tailgaters Drive-Thru on Defiance Street. We've got what you're looking for. When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Let Amy Holdgreave Photography capture those special moments with the ones you love. Visit our online gallery at amyholdgreave.com.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Book your next getaway at tripsportstravel.com. Find great deals on cruises, flights, hotels, rental cars, everything you need for your dream vacation, right here at tripsportstravel.com. TripSportsTravel.com. Save more money.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. And together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums.
Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Wapak, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
Tonight's broadcast of TSC Touchdown Friday is brought to you by TSC, GA Windsor & Son, Stolly Insurance, Owen Kitchen and Bath, and Tailgaters.
Back here for the start of the second half. A fresh 12 on the clock. And Paul, quickly, for these two teams, what do they need to do differently to change their fate?
Franklin's just got to finish their drives. They're moving the ball pretty well and mixing things up. They could probably complete a higher percentage of their passes, but they got to finish their drives if they want to win this ball game.
Heimer on the return, back across the 25 and finds room all the way out to the 34. And for Wapak.
Wapak needs to try to, flip the field position like they did earlier. That's really kind of what got things going on before, is flipping the field position. And they need to do that to try to set the tone here on this drive. I always really think that the first drive of the second half really sets the tone for the rest of the game. Franklin's able to put points on the board and take the lead again. Also, Wapak's playing from behind. If the Redskins can get a 3-and-out right here and flip field position and have the ball in the lead with their offense, they're going to feel pretty good about their chances.
Franklin will bring out their offense to start the second half, and Stewart will work out of the shotgun. Heimer on his left hip, two receivers near side to the right, one to the far side left. Fakes the handoff, back to pass, fires it over the middle, and it's caught up around midfield and into Redskin territory to the 49-yard line. And Matt Adkins on the receiving end there.
Yeah, Adkins actually on Pickens' first touchdown was a play that was shaken up. Good to see him back on the field. Nice little tight window that Dwyer had to be able to get that pass in there, right above the linebackers, but in front of Grieve, the free safety. Nice pickup there on first down. And as we can see, looking to be in Redskin territory almost already.
They spotted at the 50. And Stewart will be under center this time. Sends a man in motion across the field. That's Stickelman. And a handoff. And shut down immediately at the 49-yard line was Kirby.
A tremendous penetration that time by big Jim Knippen, the nose tackle here for the Wapak defense. The big senior, 6 foot, 235 pounds, getting penetration, meeting right there in the backfield for no gain.
He probably likes that nickname, Big Jim Knippen.
Big Jim Knippen?
Yeah, sounds like a lumberjack. So a second down and 10 coming up, just under 11 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Stewart is under center. He has two wideouts to his right. And the pitch will come this way. It'll be Hyman. And he is across midfield to the 45 and down, picking up a first down to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, nice pitch play right there. They end up with kind of a wing back there, almost a trip setup, but they also pulled their right guard, DJ Brewer, number 53, leading the way with a key kick-out block, and that's going to put Heimer over 100 yards for the game.
And another first down for the Wildcats as they push the ball to the 39-yard line on the Redskins side of the field.
In familiar territory, inside the 40 on this side of the going this way, they have yet to put the ball past the 20-yard line going this way, and this is their fourth attempt.
Handoff in the backfield, going around the far side, getting spun around and backing down to the 32-yard line is Caleb Miller.
end around, kind of a wrinkle we haven't seen so far from the Wildcats. Picking up a good gain right there. Smirgian able to get off his block to be able to make the play.
So a 2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard pickup by Miller.
And, someone that's been surprisingly quiet, he made one big play is Connor Metz. You might want to look for him to try to step up, to try to stymie this Wildcat offense.
Man in motion across the backfield, and the pitch goes to Heimer to the near side of the field. He's got the 30 to the 25 and wrestled out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line.
And Greavy looks like he was worried about potentially getting a flag there, making sure he put his hands up, said, nah, I wasn't going to hit him. And obviously the official just kind of nodded. It's like, yeah, I knew you weren't going to really hit him. But obviously a big hole right there, tremendously well-executed play by the Wildcats. I kind of mentioned, about Connor Metz. Well, it appears they're running away from where Metz happens to be. And that might be, just tip your cap to the coaching staff of the Wildcats.
So now 1st down at the 23-yard line. Stewart is under center. They fake the pitch and hand it off to the up back. And stopped at the line of scrimmage is Kirby. Now, is there something that the Franklin offense does differently when they get to this stage that slows them down?
That's a good question. So far, it doesn't look like the play calling is really a whole lot different. It does usually affect the passing game as you get a little bit closer. But, they haven't really been throwing the ball a whole lot once they've got around here. It just appears to be where, the Redskins just kind of, drawing that proverbial line in the sand and just don't want to give up any more yards.
Stewart under center. They have those 3 receivers bunched to the far side. He lost a handle, and the ball is loose. The Redskins are motioning that they have it. No indication from the officials yet. And it will be Redskin ball. So a big turnover there.
And I believe that's been Jim Knippen coming up with that. Again, 2nd time we've seen that fumble from the snap. He obviously got to take care of this. The first time he was able to jump on it. This time, a big turnover by the Wildcats, and the Redskins able to survive yet another, drive in their territory.
Right.
And by the way, I was going to point out right there, they're in that bunch formation. They're just getting ready to run that counter that has been working well for them all game long.
As you mentioned, that's the 2nd fumble by the quarterback Stewart on the exchange. And not much going here on 1st down for the Redskins.
There's that G play that, I like that the Redskins run where basically they're running Pickens as a fullback on an off tackle where they're pulling the right side guard, but they're also running the halfback to the other side to kind of influence the linebackers to stay to the outside.
There you see Kyle Gibson's numbers on the ball game.
Yeah, not asked to throw the ball a whole lot, from time to time. But we've seen him put up big numbers as well. Against St. Mary's, obviously had the huge game where he was 20 for 22.
He's under center here, rolls out to the far side, and he's going to keep it. He will get positive yards up around the 30-yard line. Looks like a gain of about 4 on the play.
Yeah, and tight end Brandon Chrysler was open enough. However, a lot of times in this wing T offense, when they run those bootlegs, which they sometimes call waggles, they're told this is a running play first. And Gibson thought that he had a little bit of room, probably not as much as it ended up having, and thought he could pick up some good yards. Brings up a 3rd and 4.
Here you see the replay. And Gibbons did not look downfield a whole lot before tucking out when it headed for the sidelines. 3rd down and 4 now with just over 8 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. And handoff to Pickens. He'll go up across the 30 to the 31, but they'll still be short of the 1st down.
Yeah, nice penetration by Daniel Johnson, the 6 foot, 210-pound junior, to be able to stop that play and get a big 3rd down stop and a big 3rd and out, 3 and out for this Wildcat defense after that turnover.
So on a 4th and 3, they'll punt it away.
Fake.
And a fake punt. Off the right side, and it doesn't look like they got enough for the 1st down.
It's pretty close. I think they actually did get it. But it's going to be really, really close. It's going to depend on the spot.
And they did.
So
well executed there.
Coach Fry rolling the dice. It's not unusual for him to run some of those trick plays at you, but that is really, really risky in a playoff game from your own 30-yard line to dial up the fake punt, and they just did pick that up, and that's going to let this drive continue.
Fourth first down.
Nice job by the punter Holtapple to sell the high snap. Hand off to the right side, not much there.
And Wendell just tripped up there. It looks like he might have been able to get, a long run if he's able to keep his feet there on that initial arm tackle. Trying to, run one of the more bigger plays, which is normally that inside counter play, did not work for him that play.
Ends up a second down and 11. Gibson out of the shotgun, fires it over to the near side, caught, and maybe some confusion there on where they were supposed to be as Crawford ran in the back of one of his blockers.
And that was a missed opportunity. Tremendous play by Matt Atkins on defense for Franklin. They actually only had 2 defensive backs on the 3 receivers over here to the far, to our near side, and they had them outnumbered. He just had to hold that block, let Crawford get around him, and he would have been able to pick up a big play.
Third down and long now. Gibson will work out of the shotgun. Needs 11 for the first down. Getting pressure, fires it to the right side, and it is very nearly picked off at midfield. And a 4th and 11 coming up.
Yeah, and Gibson with, uncharacteristic pass that could have been picked off. He only had 1 interception through the first 9 games of the season. He did throw 2 last week. There is a flag on the play.
And we'll see what the officials will call here. It looks like it's going to be holding against Wapak, so that'll be declined, and a 4th and 11 coming up.
So great response by the Franklin defense. They got the 3 and out. They thought they got the stop, but then they fake punt conversion for the first down, and they were actually able to hold Wapak to negative yards on the next 3 plays.
Fake punt less likely here on a 4th and 11. And Holtz-Apple will get the kick away. Fielded at the 35. And Williams jogging to the near side, and he'll go out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, Corey Hammond with a tremendous block on that. It's going to go for naught because there appears to be another flag that will be an illegal block on Franklin that will march them back. But just a terrific collision. I believe he ended up blocking Cole Thrush on that play. He's a big boy in himself.
So that will push Franklin back. And then we see the collision.
There you can see that illegal block in the back there as well. So you're able to see both plays. The tremendous block by Hammond, but also, probably the bigger one, which has actually caused the penalty to march the ball back here at the 25-yard line.
5:54 left third quarter. And a first down and 10 for Franklin at their own 25-yard line following the penalty. Stewart is under center, has a receiver to each side. Handoff. Heimer runs into the pile, and he's going to be pushed back. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but not much more.
We haven't really seen, the power ISO out of the I formation from them yet. Coach Roberts trying to show, a couple of different wrinkles. We've seen, counter plays. We've seen end arounds, obviously passing the ball a little bit. Sometimes you want to go to some bread and butter plays. Didn't happen to work for them on that.
Well, they moved the ball up close to the 26-yard line, so a second down at 9 coming up. Man in motion across the backfield. And they'll whistle this play dead.
And it appears to be this half, Franklin kind of racking up the penalty yardage.
Well, the officials kind of disappeared in the second quarter. They wanted to remind everybody that they're here.
4th penalty for 25 yards.
So now 4 penalties for 25 yards against Franklin.
And combine that with Wapak, who's been flagged 6 times. We've had 10 penalties already flagged on both of these teams.
Not counting the offsetting and decline.
Just over 5 minutes to play, third quarter. Second down and 14 now. And Stewart will work out of the shotgun. He is back to pass. Gets a little bit of pressure and then guns it to the near side where it's picked off near midfield. Back across the 45 and brought down there after the interception is Alex Dreamy.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the coaching staff and sideline for the Franklin is absolutely irate, as well as the crowd. And quite frankly, Connor Metz was able to bump the receiver on his progress. They're trying to fake the screen and looking to go deep. It was actually a pretty well-designed play. A little bit of contact was there, and that was enough to throw off the timing, and Alex Grieve was able to take advantage of it. Not sure if you'll see the contact here, but, for as much flags as we've seen so far, we didn't see one in a crucial moment.
And with the possession there, the first play from scrimmage is Pickens, and he'll get down to the 42-yard line.
And this is the best starting field position of the game for the Redskins. For the Redskins. We'll see if they can take advantage of this. Obviously, they got to feel a little bit nervous, even though you're up 2-1 because of the missed extra points. You're only up 5, so a regular touchdown, no matter how it happens, makes it so that you're losing.
2nd down and 7. Here's Greavy in the backfield, and he's going to be stopped short of the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 on the play.
Again, Daniel Johnson, again with penetration, making, a big play. We want to have 3rd and short in this, and especially considering that field position, if you would have a 3rd and short, you'd feel really good about your chances of trying to pick it up on a 4th down. However, it's a 3rd and long. The Redskins need to pick up at least 4 yards on this play to make this 4-down territory.
You got to look at Connor Pickens' numbers there on the ball game. 3rd down and 9 here. Gibson back to pass, fires it down the right sideline, coming back and making the catch before falling out of bounds, and a good acrobatic catch on the far sideline, and I believe that was Kevin Kraft.
Kevin Kraft, leading receiver for this Redskin team, running just a straight go pattern up the sideline, had his man beat. Pass was actually probably not as well thrown as it could be. He had to stop his route, jumped up and catch it at its highest point. And that's kind of, the play that you kind of see him make as a defensive back, stop and jump and catch the ball at its highest point. A big, big 3rd down conversion for the Redskins.
1st down and 10 at the 15. Handoff up the middle, down to the 10-yard line. And I believe that was Connor Pickens again on the carry.
Actually, I think it was Jensen Miracle there. That's their halfback dive play off the right-hand side. Again, they're not going to do it like 80% of the time, but definitely the Redskins seem to favor that right side for most of their running plays.
Nice pickup on 1st down. Brings up a 2nd down and 4 at the 9-yard line. Gibson under center. They run it off the left side, and getting hammered as he got to the line of scrimmage is Josh Windle.
And number 27, Cody Priest, middle linebacker with a tremendous hit. However, there was a little bit of a gain there. You're in the middle of the field. It's a 3rd and about a long 3. So, there's 2 schools of thought. You can continue to keep the ball here in the middle of the field, try to pick up the 1st down. That's the ideal situation. But, a field goal does put you up 8.
Good job by Windle to hold on to that ball. Gibson with a handoff to the right side. Greavy, he'll dive forward to around the 5-yard line. It looks like he's close to the 1st down. We'll see if they mark it.
Well, the way they have it marked right now, he's going to be short. But it's going to bring up a 4th and short, and we'll see what the Redskins decide to do here. I'd almost assuredly Coach Fry will go for this, and more than likely you're either going to see Pickens or you're going to see Kyle Gibson on a quarterback sneak, which is something that Coach Fry likes to do in this situation, is a quick snap, quarterback sneak.
And it will be Gibson, and he'll dive forward across the 5-yard line, and it looks like he'll have more than enough for the 1st down.
And I don't know why more teams don't do that. It's such a high percentage. Anytime you back up to hand the ball off or do anything else, you allow the team to get penetration where negative things can happen. If it's really that short, the quickest thing that you can do is just get the ball in your quarterback's hand, get a little push, and be able to get that 1st down. And now you're sitting 1st and goal just inside the 5.
It was their 6th 1st down of the ball game for the Redskins. They didn't give him much on that carry. He just got across. Handoff off the right side. And Pickens gets down to the 2.
Again, working that right side, this time with the lead play.
They're going to mark him down inside the 2, just shy of the 1-yard line.
And officials waiving possible injury timeout for number 26, Daniel Johnson, and he wants to stay in. He was kind of waving off to the official, I want to stay in, I'm okay. However, they stopped the clock, so rules indicate that he has to come out for one play.
So that'll send Craig Hill into the ball game. Big play here on a 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line.
Wouldn't be surprised to see the same play off the right-hand side.
Gibson under center, handoff, Pickens, right side, touchdown.
That's Pickens' 2nd touchdown on the game. Again, credit that right-hand side of the line, and don't forget center Nick Warner, but Quist Schwartz, Lance Vetter, opening up big holes. Lead blocker right there with your halfback. Pickens gets in the end zone, and now the Redskins are up 2 scores.
And you talk about bread and butter, Paul. That's what that is for Wapak.
Yeah, the entire right side crashed down. Tight end Nick Sawmiller didn't have anybody to block. He was looking for someone to block, but everyone was crashed down.
Heidgardner on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it's blocked. Blocked at the line of scrimmage, so the extra point woes continue for the Redskins here tonight. But with 1:11 remaining in the 3rd quarter, the Redskins open up an 18-7 lead. You're watching Game Face Ohio on TSC.
Tailgaters Drive-Thru, located just south of Lincoln Avenue on Defiance Street, has the best pizza in Wapakoneta. Tailgaters Drive-Thru is hot food, cold drinks. Tailgaters Drive-Thru on Defiance Street. We've got what you're looking for.
The Redskins with the lead, getting set to kick it off with 1:11 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
And we'll get this drive summary after this kickoff.
Kick is away, fielded at the 12-yard line, back across the 20, and making room up to the 30 to the 35 is Caleb Miller, and a good return sets up Franklin nicely.
And the touchdown scoring drive summary, 9 plays, 45 yards, 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Set up by the key interception by Alex Greavy, and also a 3rd down conversion for a 29-yard touchdown, 29-yard catch by Kraft on a big 3rd down, capped off by Pickens with a 2-yard touchdown run, his 2nd of the game.
There you see Kevin Stewart's numbers as he comes back into the ball game.
And now down 2 scores. You might look for him to be taken to the air even a little bit more.
Man in motion in the backfield, and the pitch comes to Heimer to the near side. He runs into a couple of white jerseys, reverses field, but he's going to be stopped as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Falls forward for a gain of 2, and for him, that was 2 yards that came hard-earned.
And I tell you what, Dan, I don't know if it was called on that play or if they're just checking to see if it's there already. You would see, going off your screen right there, Kevin Stewart, the quarterback, running off. I almost thought that they were going to run a throwback screen to the quarterback, but sometimes teams run that looking to see if it's just going to be open, and they might come back to that later.
Stewart is under center here. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the near side right. He is back to pass. Short drop, and he fires it out to the left side. It is incomplete, tipped away by Kraft. Greavy also over there in the area.
Well, Williams definitely got the better of Kraft in the 1st quarter, but since then, Kraft has really exerted himself and has just been a step for step with Williams every single possession. And quite frankly, even in that 1st quarter, he was with them pretty good. They were just so accurate with Stewart being able to hit Williams. But obviously, if Franklin's going to get back into this ball game, those 2 are going to probably have to hook up a few more times.
Just 17 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Stewart is under center again. A 3rd down and 7. And he is back to pass. Again, getting pressure. Lobs it out left side. And that play diffused completely on the far side of the field by Connor Metz.
Connor Metz is basically a tackle for loss machine on the outside. I said this in a game earlier, and I think it was the Bath game, where if I want to do something to the outside, I want to see where Connor Metz is, and I'm going to run the other way because he just has a nose to be able to disrupt things on the outside.
That's the final play of the third quarter. Wapak will take an 18-7 lead into the fourth quarter. And we will take a break. Come back with final quarter action. You're watching Game Face Ohio on TSC.
You see an orange truck, you think GA Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because GA Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, GA Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Back here for the start of the fourth quarter, 18-7. The Wildcats find themselves in a bit of a hole. The Wildcats ready to punt it away. And the Redskins call for the fair catch. They'll have great field position to start their first fourth quarter possession at the 44-yard line.
Well, so far we've seen really, very, different quarters in terms of personalities. Franklin dominating the first quarter, Wapak dominating the second quarter, and the third quarter. We'll see if the home team can rally here in the fourth quarter, as it seems every team has scored in the east end zone, which is end zone to our left. We'll see if that trend continues, or if the Redskins can buck the trend and be able to break through.
Right, you would think there is a moat over here on the right side, because no one has gotten past the 20 of it.
Yeah, the Wapak student section over there is kind of lonely. They want some action their way.
Connor Pickens, you saw his numbers there. He lines up in the backfield. They will hand it off, and I believe that was Miracle. He'll pick up a yard to the 45-yard line, but met with some stiff opposition there.
And actually Wendell on the carry right there. Kind of interchangeable, running that halfback dive. Coach Fry really looking off, with the halfback dive, running that a lot, running the lead play, everything between the guard and tackle.
They mark that up to the 46, so a second down at 8 coming up. Gibson keeps it, fires it out into the flats on the left side, and it's caught inside the 40 to the 30, and finally wrestled down near the 20-yard line after a nice catch and run is Nick Sawmiller.
And Nick Sawmiller, the big tight end, obviously I always push for my tight ends to get involved, running that bootleg waggle, to perfection. Last time Gibson tucked it down and ran, even though he had a tight end open on the out route. This time he decided to look for, his big pass catcher, and they were able to pick up a big gain and get them into, scoring position. And we'll see if someone can get into this particular end zone.
First down and 10 at the 23-yard line. Gibson keeps it off the left side. He gets inside the 20, pushed back after getting down to about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, flag on the play. A little bit of a counter there, and not in the true sense of a word like a counter football play. However, faking the lead off tackle play, and this time Gibson decided to keep the ball and run around.
See if we have time here to take a look at the replay. There you see the fake and Gibson keeping it.
Well, unfortunately, an illegal block in the back is going to march this back, and it just seems that it's been Franklin for the most part in this area of the field. Ends up making mistakes, whether between penalties or fumbling that snap. This time it's the Redskins with the big error on first down in this area.
So the ball pushed
7 penalties, 42 yards.
All the way back out to the 33-yard line. Now 7 penalties for 42 yards against the Skins. First down and 20. And a handoff up the middle, and I believe that was Pickens, and he'll pick up positive yardage inside the 30 to the 27. And as we have time here, we'll take a look at third quarter statistics.
A little bit misleading, total yards in the Redskins' favor, but you look at first downs, Franklin, just because they've had so many long drives, actually dominating that, but 2 big turnovers.
Handoff faked, and Gibson with it. He's going to run it around the far side, hit at the 20, and brought down as he gets to the 18-yard line. And it'll bring up a third down and short, so they did a good job working around that penalty.
Yeah, that's definitely what they want to do, is they want to get to the third and reasonable, running that waggle play. Again, credit guard Mason City, the only non-senior starter offensive lineman for the Redskins, actually a sophomore, leading the way there to lead this third down. However, the Redskins aren't very successful so far, only 2 for 7 on third down conversions of the game.
Third down and 4 coming up here. Gibson under center. Takes the snap. Back to pass, in trouble, trying to escape, stays on his feet, still looking downfield, lobs it forward and incomplete, tried to connect with Windle, and that was kind of like a safety outlet, because he was just looking at getting hammered.
Oh, there's a lot of improvisation there by Kyle Gibson, and credit him, because he easily could have been sacked, but he was able to elude the rush. The waggle was definitely not there, rolling out to his left-hand side. He instead did try to make a play, and kind of Brett Favre'd his way into almost making a tremendous play. You can tell him right here, he's telling his receiver, hey, don't block for me, get down there and try to make a play.
So now a 4th down and 4, and it is a pass into the end zone, intercepted by Franklin on the far side. It was Connor Metz with the pass, and he was looking to connect with Kevin Kraft.
Yeah, the Wildcats not fooled at all on that, and no harm in trying for that play. You're throwing it into the end zone. You're close to the 20 anyway. Really good try. I kind of mentioned this as Franklin, but Kyle Gibson, actually, if they would have thrown back the other way, there's absolutely no one on that side of the field. They could have walked into the end zone if they was able to throw it back there.
He's got the wire there with the pick for Franklin. So again, not able to get into that end zone offensively.
No, and really, that is basically a game-saving play for the Redskins, for the Wildcats.
Stewart out of the shotgun, hands it off, and Heimer will get back to the line of scrimmage, and not much more. Gets back to the 20-yard line.
The Redskin defense showing a lot of resiliency. They gave up a touchdown on a long drive, the first drive of the ball game, but since then they have bended, but they've never broken. Still holding this offense to only 7 points. Is really a credit to them. But we do need to point out that the Wapak defense was finished the year first in scoring defense in the Western Buckeye League.
Stewart under center this time on a 2nd down and 10. He is back to pass. Looking, fires it over to the near side. Incomplete, off the hands of Williams and nearly picked off by Kraft.
Yeah, they're actually running a wheel route. Stippleman running it out and up, and then they had Williams there on the curl. Both players were kind of open. He had his pick of the two against the zone defense of the Redskins. However, they were not able to complete the pass.
So a 3rd down and long coming up.
Here you can see the replay here. Pass a little bit too high.
It looked a little closer on that near interception from up here. Stewart is in the shotgun this time. 3 receivers to select from. He rolls out to the right. Looking downfield, fires, and this one is caught. And then falling out of bounds after making the catch is Connor Stippleman. Picks up the 1st down.
And I tell you what, we can't emphasize enough how big of a 3rd down conversion that is. You're in the 4th quarter in a playoff game at home, and you're deep in your own territory as a 3rd and 10. If you don't pick that up and you have to punt the ball to the Redskins with their methodical offense, you'd almost have no chance to stay in the ball game.
They've
Look
been
for the counter
successful all night on 3rd down. Here's the pitch. It'll be Heimer to the near side, hits a 30 and up to the 35-yard line before he's wrestled down.
Knippen coming from his defensive line stand to be able to make that play after Metz turned the play inside.
They'll mark it just across the 35-yard line.
Still no panic time. You're down 11, so it's 2 scores, and there's only 8 minutes left in the game. But between having all your timeouts, you still got to be able to run your personality, whether it's pass and run and mixing the two. You just can't go all pass if that's not your personality.
2nd down and 7. Stewart evading some pressure. Rolls out to the far side, still looking downfield. Now he's going to keep it. And he will lower the head and dive up to the 9-yard line.
And I tell you what, the problem with that play is Stewart rolled to the right, and he was trying to look, and there's not only no one open, but no one was really deeper than 5 yards on their routes there. Everyone was really compact to the line. One thing we kind of saw last week with Kenton, whenever he rolled out, his players would get open and usually open deep.
So a 3rd down and 3 coming up, and now with 7:10 left in this 4th quarter. Stewart will pitch. Heimer to the near side. Spun around at the 39-yard line, and he's going to be stopped short. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're going to give him the 40. So it'll be a 4th and 2 coming up.
Yeah, in this stage of the game, you have to go for it. The Redskins have stopped them on their previous 2 4th down attempts. At that time, Cole Thrush able to come through and make the play. And, this is such a critical play. Coach Rodney Roberts calls a timeout.
6:38 remaining in the game. Wapak up 18-7. We'll take a break here. The final minutes of this playoff game ticking away. You're watching Game Face Ohio on TSC.
Let Amy Holdgreave Photography capture those special moments with the ones you love. Visit our online gallery at amyholdgreave.com.
Back here at Atrium Stadium, Redskins on top 18-7. I'm Dan Hearn along with Paul Sadler. Playoff football action and a great atmosphere here tonight in Franklin, Ohio. And this game has not disappointed to this point.
And I'm really surprised at this formation of 4th and 2 going empty backfield.
Stewart out of the shotgun, lobs it over the middle, and it's caught. And this could be big. Dwyer down the near sideline, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown.
An absolute breakdown by the Redskins. They went empty backfield, which I was kind of curious on such a short 4th down. However, the Redskins blitzed the man that was over the top with no free safety anywhere in sight. And the worst case scenario that could possibly happen, a long touchdown, puts the Wildcats right back in this ball game.
They went for the home run, and they got it. So it's 6:29, and when we were looking at the score just a second ago, 18-7 with 6:38 to go, it seemed like not a lot of time. Now with a score of 18-13, it seems like a lot of time.
Oh, it certainly is. When you get a big play, it changes things a lot. And you should mention that was Logan's first touchdown or first catch of the year.
And Stewart on the 2-point conversion attempt under pressure, and he is brought down. So the 2-point conversion is no good, but the Wildcats strike on a long one and get back to within a touchdown. 6:29 left in the game. Redskins 18 and Franklin 13. You're watching high school football playoff action on Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
6:29 left in our ball game, and the Redskins on top 18-13. And the scope of this game changes a little bit now, Paul, with that long touchdown pass.
Oh, definitely. When you were, on the Wapak sideline, you're up 2 scores. It's a 4th down. You can get a stop there and get the ball back. You can almost pretty much put the game away. However, like I said, the worst case scenario, you didn't just give up the 1st down conversion. You gave up a touchdown, and now, the Wildcats are on their feet, and they got momentum in their corner, and they're only down 5.
Kickoff fielded at the 15, back across the 20 to the 25. Good return to the 30 to the 40, and finally wrestled down at the 45-yard line. Let's see who that was on the return. I think it was Greavy.
Yes, it was. And quick drive summary, 7 plays, 80 yards in 2 minutes and 49 seconds. I actually had the wrong name on that. Scott Dwyer had a 60-yard touchdown pass on 4th and 2 from Kevin Stewart. That was only the 9th catch of the year for Dwyer. And coming into the game, Stewart only 4 touchdown passes, has 2 in this game.
Gibson will be under center. And a handoff to the up back, and that is going to be Pickens. He'll get up to the 50-yard line, so okay, about 4 on the play.
So real good field position. However, the biggest things for the Redskins is going to be positive plays, move the chains. Coach Fry would be very, very happy to have the final score be 18-13 and just never give up possession of the football.
And they have the style of offense to do that as long as they can continue to grind out yards.
Yeah, they're not going to be discouraged if they only gain, 3 yards. As long as they get that 4-yard carry at some point like they already did, but they can get a big play like this.
Right. Pickens off the left. He gets inside the 40, pushed out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark him back actually at the 38. But a first down for the Redskins.
And we've seen it all game long. For whatever reason, both teams going this direction have been able to put drives together, but they tend to stall out for some reason or another. We'll see if they can buck the trend.
153 yards.
Pickens up over 150 yards now.
5:37 left in the game. Handoff this time goes off the left, down to the 30-yard line. Pickens again.
Pickens on a little trap play up the middle. Had some success with that. That's where they got some of his long runs. Attacking more the left-hand side on this drive, it so seems so far.
2nd down and 3 coming up. There's the Pickens going off the left. The ball gets into the hands of the back so quickly with this type of formation. Here's the handoff to the right. And that's going to be down close to a first down. Looks like he has it.
Well, there's a flag down thrown by the far side official. We'll see what the call happens to be. This could be a big flag.
You see Gibson clapping. They're going to pick it up. It has been a while since they had a chance to throw it. So that's the 9th first down on the day for the Redskins. And the clock moving now under 5 minutes to play.
And this is one of those stadiums that has the play clock in both end zones. So, the Redskins are going to be very cognizant of when they snap this. I'd be very surprised if they ever snap any play with more than 5 seconds.
Here's a handoff to the right side. Miracle with the play. How many seconds were left on the clock?
I think less than 5.
They must be on different times because the one over here seemed like there was more than 5 seconds.
It just took you 3 seconds to turn your head.
The game clock now, however, is closing in on 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, definitely a big key to the ball game here. Just continuing to move the chains.
2nd down and 6. Handoff Pickens up the middle to the 20-yard line. Gain of about 2 on the play.
There's a timeout. The referee actually pointed the wrong way. It's a timeout by Franklin.
So Franklin will take a timeout with 4:03 left in the game. They trail 18-13. And for the Redskins, they're kind of in the driver's seat right now. All they need to do is continue to churn out the yards.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. But obviously, they're still probably feeling a little bit of pressure because if they don't convert those, you put the ball in the hand of a team that just went for a big play on you, and they're playing at home. So, really, Coach Fry at this part of the ball game not only wants to move the chains, but he would love to be able to break that one play and get into the end zone to go back into a 2-score lead.
Let's take a look at the scoring plays here tonight. Here you see the early touchdown by Pickens.
And that was a really game changer right there because up to that point, Franklin's really dominated.
Another big run by Pickens set up the dive here by Miracle. And then the second rushing touchdown by Pickens. Then the big play on fourth down that really got Franklin back into this game. Dwyer going 60 yards for the touchdown. Here's a play to the outside. Pickens down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. And more than what was asked of him there on that play, Pickens with the big play.
And Pickens with, the heads-up play enough to not, take just getting knocked out of bounds, spun back inside, not only got a couple other yards, but once the play's reset, they're going to go ahead and run the clock. Now you're at the 5-yard line, and you can take your time, and if you get the ball in the end zone, you all but pretty much put the game away.
First and goal for the Redskins. That makes 181 yards on the night for Connor Pickens.
And number 32 seeing a lot of carries on this drive.
Gibson under center. Handoff. And Pickens will be spun around at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. He'll get maybe a yard or two off the right side. Second down and goal coming up.
And clock moving. Again, Coach Fry not discouraged by that situation at all.
Sure.
Would love the touchdown, but obviously the clock running is just as important.
He'll take that touchdown on fourth down just as well as have it right now.
You can see the stats there for Connor Pickens, obviously having a big game. The senior definitely does not want his season and high school career to end on this field.
2 rushing touchdowns for him tonight. He takes the handoff again off the left side. Touchdown, Skins.
And that might do it. Pickens with his 3rd touchdown run of the game. The Redskins taking advantage of good field position and answering the big, long touchdown pass play of the Franklin Wildcats. And with under 3 minutes to go, the Franklin home crowd is starting to head for the exits.
And that was just execution. In an interview earlier this week, Coach Fry said it's how we do things because everything they do is fundamental. It's not flashy or trickery or anything like that. It's just how they execute it. Here they go off the left side again, and Pickens not able to get in for the 2-point conversion. So 2:55 left in the game, and the Redskins have opened up a 24-13 lead here in Franklin. You are watching high school football playoff action on Game Face Ohio.
Looking for an easier way to pay the bills and balance the budget? There couldn't be an easier way than with TSC's Total Talk Plus. With Total Talk Plus, you can get Total Talk plus basic cable, Total Talk plus high-speed internet, or Total Talk plus basic cable and high-speed internet with costs starting as low as $59.95 per month. It doesn't get any easier than this. Talk soon.
.55 left in this one here at Atrium Stadium. Redskins up 24-13. And the Skins get their 3rd rushing touchdown of the night from Connor Pickens. Big players in big games, Paul.
Yeah, and credit the remaining Franklin faithful for getting on their feet, trying to inspire their team here to try to rally.
Kickoff fielded at the 20, back across the 25, brought to the near side by Miller, and he'll be bottled up. No, escapes up across the 35 and brought down as he gets to the 40-yard line. So that play looked like it was dead at the 30-yard line. Miller picks up 10 more.
Yeah, so no fight. There's still a lot of fight left in this Wildcat team. Drive summary for the touchdown for the Redskins: 9 plays, 54 yards, 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Connor Pickens with his 3rd touchdown of the game, scoring from 3 yards out. He now has 24 carries for 186 yards, although the one thing, the Redskins have yet to convert a point after touchdown this game.
Stewart will work out of the shotgun as Franklin starts their next possession. He has 3 receivers to pick from, and he's back to pass. Gets a little bit of pressure, fires it over. Williams with the catch near the first down marker at midfield. He'll be a yard shy, it looks like.
Still running that combination route, running the curl with Williams, and then also running the wheel route, the out and up. Redskins content to allow the pass underneath, but not the long pass.
Same formation here on a 2nd down and 1. Stewart back to pass again, lobs it left side, and incomplete. Looking for Williams again near the sideline.
So you see a different change in defensive back philosophy with the Redskins now being up 2 scores. And instead of being up in bump and run coverage where, Kraft is really, challenging Williams, they're in a zone look and staying back and trying to keep everybody in front of them.
3rd down and 1 now. Stewart 5 for 10 on the evening. Works out of the shotgun here. 4 receivers this time. Lobs it left side. Williams with the catch, and he'll be wrestled out of bounds after picking up the first down to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, they just got it. And as you mentioned, they were 5 for 10 on 3rd down conversions going into that play. But they started off 4 for 4. So, they're only one of their last 6 prior to that.
Stewart will work out of the shotgun again. Back to pass, under pressure, escapes. They'll run it to the right side. He's got a lot of green in front of him. Across the 40, down to the 30, has a blocker, and he'll go out of bounds at the 25.
Blitz is kind of hurting the Redskins a little bit. They gave up the long touchdown earlier. That time, a big-time blitz. Linebacker Brandon Miller just misses the tackle in the backfield and allows a long run for the Wildcats. And if they can score here quickly, they're an onside kick away from, making this, a very dangerous ball game. And we saw the Redskins convert 2 onside kicks just last week.
Right.
20% of the crowd has left the stadium already.
4 receivers set for Stewart out of the shotgun. He will roll out to the near side. Looking downfield, fires, and it is caught by Heimer out of the backfield near the 20-yard line. Heimer was lined up as a wideout on that play.
They had real good coverage that time. No one was open downfield, so they had to settle for the underneath route. Freshman Cody Morgan making the play for the Redskins.
Here you see the replay. And Heimer doing a good job of going up to get that one.
Yeah, but, a short game, and this, with under 2 minutes to go in the game, up 2 scores, you'll give up that 4-yard pass play.
2nd down and 6. Stewart again back to pass. Has some time, lobs it to the right side. It's going to be picked off at the 5-yard line. Back across the 10 to the 15-yard line. And a big interception on the far side of the field. And I believe
it's Connor Metz.
Greavy.
I believe it was Connor Metz.
You're right. Excuse me. Connor Metz. You're right.
The outside linebacker dropping back into coverage. Ball not really thrown very well, very much underthrown. There's a flag on the play, but I believe it was after the interception, and it will be on the Redskins. However, more importantly, they will retain possession, and with only 1 timeout left, this pretty much cinches the game for the Redskins.
Yeah, big interception there by Metz at the 5-yard line.
And you can't blame Stewart. They had to go for the end zone at some point because the time was really running against them. His man, could have potentially been able to make the play, but obviously not the best throw. And, Stewart's obviously going to be, disappointed with that particular outcome.
Here's the handoff up the middle, across the 5, up to about the 7-yard line. And some pushing and shoving down there now. Now we've got all kinds of flags and a late flag as well.
Yeah, I love pushing and shoving.
Looks like.
Well, and you hate to see this. And,
right.
The Franklin coach is on the field very upset with what's going on. You're very frustrated when, it looks like not only you're going to lose the game, but you're in the playoffs. And, you see your career, your high school career, because a lot of these kids that are out here aren't going to play at the next level. And definitely, even if they would, they're not going to see this before, and obviously just taking a little umbrage with getting off the pile, and obviously you want to see games ended up on the right foot for both teams.
It looked like they were.
And Coach Fry kind of giving an earful to the official.
Both coaches out there, though, talking to their troops.
You see both head coaches obviously not very happy with the situation going on. They want their teams to represent the community with pride and class. And that's the most important thing, from high school sports. Everybody wants to win, the particular game or the state championship. When it comes down to it, you're really trying to learn to be a better person, by learning the discipline and working together as a team. And you definitely want to display your community and your school in a positive standpoint.
And those kind of lessons are tested at this point in a game. With just a minute 34 remaining. And the handoff goes to Pickens. Looks like a 2nd and 4 on that play. And Pickens took it off the left side, and he'll be close to a first down. 3rd down and maybe a yard to go here.
And Franklin choosing to use their last timeout here.
1:25 left in our ball game. The Redskins cruising toward victory with a 24-13 lead over the Franklin Wildcats. We'll be back to wrap this one up. You are watching high school football playoff action on Davis, Ohio.
Tailgaters Drive-Thru, located just south of Lincoln Avenue on Defiance Street, has the best pizza in Wapakoneta. Tailgaters Drive-Thru is hot food, cold drinks. Tailgaters Drive-Thru on Defiance Street. We've got what you're looking for.
Just a minute and 24 seconds to protect it. They push forward on the 3rd down and 1. And it looks like they'll have the first down. And that will all but do it here.
And the Wapak Redskins looking to win only their 2nd playoff game in school history. And, it's just a matter of the clock ticking to 0 for that to happen.
They will go into the victory formation here with just a minute 10 remaining. And I would guess that they won't hike the ball with more than 5 seconds left on the play clock.
But you never know.
They just did it with 4.
They did it with 4 seconds that time. And Gibson takes the knee. Now, the way this sets up, Paul, they will move on here with this win to take on Trotwood Madison in the next round.
Yeah, Trotwood Madison, one of the top-ranked teams in Divisions 2 in the state. Obviously, the top team in Region 8 as well.
And that game will be played on the 11th at 7:30. 23 seconds left in the ball game here, and teams shaking hands as this ball game has been decided. The Redskins go on the road in the first round of the playoffs and come away with the 24-13 win over the Franklin Wildcats. So an impressive finish to the ball game for the Redskins after what looked to be a lopsided first quarter.
Yeah, definitely. Was able to rebound from that bad first quarter and put together a good middle 2 quarters to be able to win the ball game.
We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up. The Redskins with the 24-13 win. You're watching high school football playoff action on Davis, Ohio.
for an easier way to pay the bills and balance the budget? There couldn't be an easier way than with TSC's Total Talk Plus. With Total Talk Plus, you can get Total Talk plus basic cable, Total Talk plus high-speed internet, or Total Talk plus basic cable and high-speed internet with costs starting as low as $59.95 per month. It doesn't get any easier than this. Talk soon.
Tailgaters Drive-Thru, located just south of Lincoln Avenue on Defiance Street, has the best pizza in Wapakoneta. Tailgaters Drive-Thru is hot food, cold drinks. Tailgaters Drive-Thru on Defiance Street. We've got what you're looking for. When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Let Amy Holdgreave Photography capture those special moments with the ones you love. Visit our online gallery at amyholdgreave.com.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Book your next getaway at tripsportstravel.com. Find great deals on cruises, flights, hotels, rental cars, everything you need for your dream vacation, right here at tripsportstravel.com. Tripsportstravel.com. Save more money.
Welcome back into Atrium Stadium here in Franklin, Ohio, where the Wapakoneta Redskins have come to town and come away with a 24-13 victory in their first-round playoff game against the Wildcats. And, Paul, this is a game that didn't look like it was going to go the Redskins' way early on.
No, it wasn't. But they happened to rebound and get only the second playoff win in school history. So for the only second time they've advanced to the second round of the playoffs, and the last time that occurred was 2006. In the first round, they knocked off the Olentangy Liberty 28-21, and then fell to the eventual state champions Piqua, who was led then by Ohio State-bound Brandon Sane.
Right. Okay, let's take a look at statistics here for our ball game.
And really, we don't really have it on there, but if you would subtract out the first quarter where Franklin absolutely dominated, you would see that the Redskins really dominated the numbers over the last 3 quarters. However, for the game, you can see total yards slightly Franklin's favor, first downs in Franklin's favor, but again, that really came down to Franklin really had a lot of long drives, but weren't able to cash it in. They were in Redskin territory in the majority of their drives and just weren't able to take advantage.
And you see the time of possession, which was really heavily in the Franklin favor early on, evened out considerably toward the end of the ball game.
Yeah, and Doug Fry teams definitely want to control, the clock and the time of possession, but really if it's done right, they want to dominate it in the fourth quarter.
So the Redskins come away with a 24-13 win. Do we have individual statistics we'd like to take a look at, Paul?
Yeah, sure. We'll go through this pretty quickly. Starting with Franklin, Kevin Stewart finished the game 12 for 25 passing for 145 yards. He had 2 touchdown passes, but also 2 interceptions. Heimer led the way with 120 yards rushing on 20 carries. And receiving, Williams, who had 4, ended up with 6 catches for 58 yards and a touchdown. Dwyer also had that 1 long touchdown for 60 yards, and that was his only catch. Wapak Gibson was 4 for 6. For the game for 68 yards. Crawford had 2 catches for 7 yards, with Saul-Miller with a 1 big catch for 32 yards, and Kraft with a big-time catch on the far sideline on that big 3rd down play for 29 yards. Rushing-wise, Pickens, no surprise here, leads the way, finishes the game with 26 carries on 194 yards and 3 touchdowns. Miracle also had the other touchdown rushing for Wapak.
All right, well, it was a great atmosphere here in Franklin on a great night for football, and it was a good game from start to finish. Neither team got way ahead of the other one, and neither team was completely out of it from start to finish, so a good high school playoff game. We want to thank all of the crew that helped us do the ball game tonight, all of the guys on cameras, our technical director Adam Dell, replay technician Tony Pereiro, our producer Todd Utrup, and all of the guys out there on the cameras, as well as our sponsors, TSC, Tailgaters, GA Windsor & Sons, Owen Bath and Kitchen, Stolly Insurance, Amy Holgrave Photography, and TripSportsTravel.com. So for Paul Sadler, I'm Dan Hearn. It was nice to work with you tonight, Paul.
Definitely a pleasure, Dan.
All right. You've been watching high school football playoff action on Game Face Ohio. The final score again tonight, the Wapakoneta Redskins 24 and the Franklin Wildcats 13. Thanks for joining us, everybody.